started. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Thursday, April 6th, 2023. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Let's find out. Can I please get the first card for our 5-card spread? I like it. We've got a 10 of Wands coming through. So this is a card that speaks towards completion, the completion of cycles, the completion of big projects. You may be wrapping up some big projects that you've been working on over the week. This could also be a card that speaks a lot towards travel and having to put some hard work in, these either around getting ready for travel, preparing for travel, or just traveling today in general. So all of this bringing you to a point of conclusion, a lot of hard work coming up to this point, but we do see that there is this marked moment happening with this completion. Next card coming through in our 5-card spread for today, we have here, wow, even more completion energy coming through with this 8 of Cups. So what are we seeing that you're bringing some point of completion around right now? Specifically, the closing out of cycles, the closing out of processes, allowing yourself to walk away from the situations and circumstances that are not serving you, making the choice right now to move forward with the understanding that keeping all of this may be a decision that you've been holding on for quite some time, but what we're really seeing here with the arrival of this 8 of Cups is this is a moment where you realize that by making a choice, you're not making a choice, you're basically blocking any potential movement forward. So you're not holding in place, you're using this to move you forward on your journey. Next card we have coming through right now for our 5-card spread is the 5 of Swords in its reversal. So really what we are seeing right now is there is a moment right now where, wow, these are a lot of completion cards, guys. We see here the closing out of a cycle with the 10 of Wands, moving away from the circumstances and situations that do not necessarily serve you, coming through with this 8 of Cups. And the choice not to go back to situations or circumstances that have been causing you any kind of pain or difficulty or hardship. This arrival of our 5 of Swords in its reversal really saying that this is a moment that you are allowing to create that closure, create that point of resolution within oneself, as opposed to returning to any places of conflict to try to receive that point of resolution. Next card we have coming through right now in our 5-card spread, we have right now the Star in its upright. So what do we see here? I'm actually really liking this because we're seeing here the cycle is coming to a point of completion. Walking away from any circumstances and situations that are not serving your purposes, making that hard choice, not going back to situations or circumstances that have potentially caused you any pain, creating this sense of resolution and restoration within yourself. Why? Because you are coming into your Star energy. You are building this appreciation of yourself. You are choosing yourself. You are allowing yourself to be seen in your most authentic, vulnerable expression, but you are allowing this choice to be the one that is propelling you forward, making this choice for yourself today. This could also be speaking if you align to masculine or feminine energy, particularly for feminines feeling like they're coming through this power of being able to be in their most authentic sense of self and making this choice to allow yourself to walk away from the places that aren't allowing you to do that. While for masculine right now, this could be being encouraged and moved into this space because you see a representation of feminine that is embodying these qualities, that is allowing you this point of closure. Final card for our 5-card spread today. This is the transformation moment that we're seeing coming through here, that with this process we see that there is a moment of transformation coming, understanding that these transformation processes are never easy. They can be marked with difficulty. They are transformations for that reason. They're causing abrupt shifts and changes. We see here there's a lot of movement away from things that are not serving you, but this transformation is one that's bringing you into a deeper, more authentic sense of self, and that is why you're allowing it to occur. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between our 10 of Wands in combination with our 8 of Cups. So putting the work in today, allowing some things to come to a point of completion, putting in that final push or that final effort to get some things over the finish line, making this choice right now to make a choice and go in that direction, walking away from other options, feeling that there is some kind of blockage point that you've been experiencing and holding off in making a choice. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Tower in its reversal. This is a moment that you are making these choices for yourself because you are seeing that this is a way to move past some point of past crisis or current crisis that you've been experiencing, letting this be you moving into a state of restoration by allowing these cycles to complete, by walking away from the things that haven't been serving you, by acknowledging that some of these things that you are allowing to move yourself away from were things that were causing tower moments around you right now. And this is why you are making that choice. You are choosing the path, the peace. You are letting those towers fall so that you can have this moment to rebuild in spite of them. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between our Eight of Cups in combination with the Five of Swords in its reversal. So again, a moment of making a choice for yourself, not being caught in indecision, maybe even feeling a little bit of bittersweet energy here as you have to make this choice, but making that choice also not to go back to the circumstances and situations that have potentially been causing you pain, understanding that you can build this point of resolution and restoration within you instead of going back to the scene of where the conflict started in the first place, understanding that that resolution is something that you create from within. Point of clarification on these coming through with communication with this Page of Wands. So something that is encouraging you and impelling you forward to make these steps right now for yourself, to create this sense of closure, is the energy coming towards you right now as it relates to new communication. There is communication that is coming through. It is small, it is slow to start, but it is there and it is in a positive place. And it is this communication that is giving you this moment to allow these cycles to come to completion, to allow you to make this choice, and to allow yourself not to go back to places of conflict, because you are looking for the places that you are being heard and that are communicating in kind. Continuing to get clarification right now between our Five of Swords in its reversal in combination with the Star energy. Making different choices, not going back to things that have caused you difficulty or pain. Building this point of resolution in yourself as you move on this journey to coming into your most authentic sense of self, your most vulnerable, authentic expression. For feminine, this could be something you are deeply embodying right now in terms of feeling like there are avenues and areas where you are being seen and appreciated and you can be your most natural sense of self. While for masculine, this is being encouraged right now with a representation of feminine that you feel is embodying these qualities that you are moving in your direction towards. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now in a Four of Pentacles. This is a moment where your attention is really on your own needs, on your own material security and comfort. So for feminine right now, we're almost seeing that you are making this choice for yourself right now, that you are leaving any points of difficulty or conflict alone, putting this confrontation, concentration, and renewal into the self so that you can be seen and in your most authentic sense of self. And this is calling you to pull back on some of your energy right now. This is why you're not going back to those points of conflict. You are keeping that point of security for yourself right now. While for masculine, what we are seeing right now is you are feeling this moment where you are not looking. Thank you so much for the gift. I love it. We're going right now, not wanting to find a point. You're trying not to have a point of conflict. You're trying to create a point of resolution for yourself, but you're also potentially not trying to create a point of conflict around a star energy. So an energy that could be around you right now is a representation of feminine that you feel is in their most authentic, expressive place, and that you feel like a lot of your attention is directed towards. So you may be sitting here putting a lot of attention towards an energy that you see in this star moment but not necessarily coming forward to the degree and capacity that you would ideally like to, almost for fear of causing some point of potential disruption around this energy. So that's why we see some of that like small tentative communication coming through. Continuing to get clarification right now on this star energy in combination with the death energy. Big cards right here. So moving into a space of being your most authentic, expressive self, maybe even being seen and recognized by others, and feeling this as a point of transformation. For masculine, this may not necessarily be something you're embodying, but could be a lot of attention towards a representation of feminine that's embodying these qualities, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. While for feminine, this could be feeling like you're embodying them yourself, and pointing out, this could be feeling like hairy energy. Death card energy is not easy. Being in the star energy is not easy. It requires an act of profound vulnerability. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now in a Knight of Pentacles in its reversal. This is very intriguing. So what are we seeing right now? Well, we are specifically seeing that for feminine, you are experiencing a lot of this internal transformation. Why are you coming into this point of building appreciation for yourself, building this ability to be your most authentic, vulnerable, raw self? Because there is a manifestation of masculine right now that has not come forward in the way that you would tangibly, ideally hope. This could be feeling a frustration around an offer that you've received that isn't necessarily the place that you want it, or it could be a manifestation of waiting on an energy to reach out with some kind of offer and not necessarily receiving it. This is requiring you to do all of this deep internal transformation. While for masculine, we are seeing right now that a lot of your attention is driven towards a manifestation potentially of feminine that you feel is embodying this star energy, that they are seen, that they're able to be witnessed and appreciated and valued in their most authentic, open, vulnerable, raw way, and having to endure some sort of transformation in the area of this energy, going through some kind of personal transformation as a result of this energy, but something about this transformation also requiring you to be in a point that either you feel you cannot bring an offer towards this energy at this point, potentially it would not be received, or feeling that there is some kind of inadequacy in your own offer, or even potentially pulling back on an offer or the ability to make an offer right now as you undergo some kind of internal transformation. But even as you go through this transformation, a lot of your concentration on this energy. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between our Tower in its reversal in combination with a Page of Wands. So this really feeling like some kind of act of restoration that is taking place right now. A lot of attention to the Tower situations that may have come from this point. I will point out, Tower energy in its reversal can feel extremely triggering. It can feel extremely triggering because even as you're allowing some of these trauma events, these traumatic Tower events to unfold, to come to a point of correction, this may be a moment that a lot of them are rising back up to the surface, even as you go through this point of correction. But at the same time, feeling like you have some support coming through here with some communication coming through that is in a way allowing or creating a point of easement, even as you're trying to do some of this work of unpacking the trauma around these Tower circumstances or situations. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with communication. So we do see here that even as you're unpacking some of these issues or circumstances from the past, we see here there's new communication coming in, and that communication is, that small communication is leading to like a flurry of activity associated with it. It's almost like I'm seeing here some kind of small indication of communication from some avenue or some area, creating a whole flurry of activity on your part that like kind of propels you out of this difficult tower circumstance you're having, because it gives you some opportunity to move, plan, travel, communicate, and this is what's helping you as you restore from this tower moment. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between our Page of Wands in combination with a Four of Pentacles. So this is feeling like there are some areas right now that you are trying to create communication in. You're either receiving communication or moving forward in testing communication to a certain extent, new projects, new opportunities with this Page of Wands, but also feeling some kind of withholding, some element of withholding, holding back, putting a lot of concentration on pulling your energy back from places right now, because potentially you're putting a lot of attention towards these new communications. I will also point out, for anyone with children, this card often comes up for me with children. So this could also be right now doing a lot of work and pulling your energy back, specifically with a lot of attention potentially towards some younger energy around you, and a lot of focus on this energy as you proceed as well. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with a Knight of Cups. So why are you pulling your energy back, you may ask? As we see here, there are areas right now where you feel you cannot come forward. For masculine energy, and again, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For masculine energy right now, there is something about trying to put forward some tentative communication around something, but feeling like you need to withhold or hold back to a certain extent, because either you do not have the ability right now to come forward with the emotional offer, feeling some kind of emotional disconnectedness, or feeling that to some degree you feel anxiety that your emotional offer will not be accepted, which is why we see you being tentative as it relates to the communication, but not necessarily and as it relates to your own emotionality. This is what's creating that point of withdrawal right now. While for feminine right now, this is a moment where you're pulling back a lot of your energy, concentrating on the new communication that's coming towards you right now, or even incurring new communication, specifically with some focus or putting some attention in some younger energy around you, specifically because a lot of your energy right now is concentrated towards a manifestation of masculine that has not come forward with an emotional offer, or that you have to, or to some capacity you feel like you now have to reject, which is why you're holding back. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between our Four of Pentacles in combination with a Knight of Pentacles. So for masculine, geez Louise, this is just holding the card so close to the deck, putting a lot of concentration into your time, your energy, what you're able to contribute, what you're not able to contribute, and feeling some anxiety about or inability to come forward with a tangible offer in a proper way. Well, for feminine right now, this is you withholding or pulling back a lot of your energy, specifically with attention or focus right now towards a manifestation of masculine that you feel is not coming forward with like an offer to the degree or capacity that you are intending, or feeling some anxiety around this offer, or just feeling like this, like the offer you're waiting on just hasn't materialized. May I please get one card to clarify? Two cards to clarify right now. Clarification coming with an Empress in its reversal and a Five of Pentacles. What's happening here? Oh, geez. So here's what we're seeing. So we see here with feminine. Feminine is really allowing this to be a transformative moment of putting a lot of power and energy into themselves, pulling back on a lot of their energy, being very restrictive with their energy right now, being almost very closed off, being very discerning on the offers that are coming towards them, being very picky and choosy, potentially looking at offers and rejecting them, or not feeling like they're coming into the degree that they want, because feminine is not feeling exactly in a space of feeling a lot of desire right now, or not feeling in a place that they're feeling in a desirous place, because there is an abandonment wound that has still been open, potentially from some of that tower energy we see that they're recovering from. So this has got them in a bit of a topsy-turvy spin here, because they're moving into a place of authenticity, but they're not necessarily feeling very attractive and in their more amorous state as a result of it. While for masculine right here is feeling a lot of uncertainty, I think we're seeing, because they're holding back to a certain degree on what they're coming forward with right now, or maybe even feeling some confusion or anxiety about the offer that they're coming forward with, specifically because there's something about this feminine energy where they're feeling anxiety that energy might not accept what they're offering, or they're sensing that the feminine energy isn't necessarily coming through as open or amorously as they may desire. And this is what is also triggering an abandonment wound within masculine. Oy vey. All right, it's fine. Let's keep going. This is everybody. All right, at least we're all in the same boat. Can we continue to get clarification on these cards right now? Clarification between our Eight of Wands in combination with the Knight of Cups in its reversal. So we are seeing here that though even in the midst of this, there is a lot of activity happening today, a lot of potential travel plans or travel itself, doing a lot of actions towards movement and getting things done. Even while we see here for masculine, there is some feeling of not being able to come forward with the emotional offer that you would ideally desire, or feeling like that offer would not be accepted, moving in other avenues as a result. While for feminine right now, this is having a flurry of activity and plans and travel coming through, even in the midst of a manifestation of masculine who may be associated to this tower that you're still in recovery from, not coming forward to the emotional degree and capacity that you would ideally desire them to. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Three of Cups. This is like a rejection of a lot of outside energy right now, is what we're seeing. So for masculine right now, this could be a moment where, again, there's a lot of effort and energy right now in communication and travel, or even planning, specifically because we're seeing here that what's interesting about this is masculine is currently feeling like they can't come forward with an emotional offer, or their emotional offer might be being rejected, but it might not necessarily even be towards one person. This energy could be feeling right now that they may have been trying to put this energy out towards a whole different group of people. But maybe this is some of the problem here with the masculine energy, that there's some kind of rejective element here, because these energies, if there are more than one, I have to point out for masculine right now, if there were more than one energies around them right now, they may have had this dawning realization that this is why nobody's kind of accepting this emotional offer right now, because there's been some concerns around third party energy. So now it's nobody's coming towards them right now. So this is where they're trying to communicate and make any kind of resolutions as it relates to a lot of energy that may not necessarily be in the most ideal place. While for feminine energy, the reason that feminine is moving forward right now and letting this be this point of activation, communication, activity, is because there is a manifestation of masculine that kind of triggered this movement around them that had too much third-party energy around it. And this is probably potentially why they either feel that emotional offer isn't coming towards them, or it's why they are rejecting any kind of emotional appeal right now, because of these concerns towards these third-party energies. So both ways, it's looking like a bit of a roughness. We're seeing here activity, but this is more for masculine, it's more like a rubber band snap back. And for feminine, it's feeling more like there's just this moment of looking at the masculine energy around you and just not wanting anything to do with it if there's any sign of third-party interference. Continuing to get clarification right now between this Knight of Cups in its reversal and, this energy is killing me here, Empress in its reversal in combination with the Five of Pentacles. So for masculine energy, we see here that there is a moment you can't come forward with an emotional offer towards an Empress energy. This could be because the Empress energy you feel is rejecting you, right? There's some kind of point of rejection here happening with this Empress energy, that it's not necessarily, not only are you not coming forward with it, but you're feeling here like there's something, the reason that you're not coming forward with it is because you're feeling here that if you did, you think that it'd probably be rejected by this feminine energy anyway. And this is now hitting a deep abandonment wound within you. While for feminine right now, this is experiencing, ironically, a masculine that hasn't come forward with this emotional offer or hasn't shown this emotional opportunity, this apology, whatever this like emotional package you've been waiting for is. And it's got you in putting this like in this space where you are feeling very like in this place of not like being in a very attractive energy right now, not really pulling things towards you because your own abandonment wound has been triggered. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with an Ace of Pentacles. Everybody be pouring their cups into whatever they can. There is a feeling of feeling drained, of feeling exhausted, of feeling like you're kind of overcommitting to things or some anxiety about overcommitting to things. For feminine right now, this could be, again, kind of putting a lot of effort and energy into their tangible space right now in kind of like to kind of counteract some of the feelings that they're having around the more amorous issues going on. While for masculine, it's almost like a lot the same, pouring a lot of potential like time and energy into like more of that like practical space right now because they're feeling like there is this point of like not being able to kind of reach this access point with the feminine energy right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between the Three of Cups in its reversal and the Ace of Pentacles in its reversal. So a feeling right now of looking at a lot of the energies around you right now and really asking yourself, are they aligned to you or are they not serving your purposes? Like, are these energies ones that, like, I'm almost seeing here, it's almost like a rejection of a lot of outside energy happening, not just like related to like romantic, but just kind of like anything right now, because there is this moment right now where someone feels like they're almost like out of energy, they're out of bandwidth because they're pouring so much time and energy into the things that they like need to move forward with on the practical space. Thank you so much for the gift. Bottom of the deck right now, I mean not bottom of the deck, final card for today is, ironically, interestingly, this is actually coming through as a Nine of Wands in its reversal. So what we're really seeing here is, and this would explain why the Star card is out and the transformation card of the Death card energy, even while there is a moment or experience that that's currently being faced around really looking at the energy around you and asking which energies are kind of serving your own purposes or which are even potentially feeling like they're not necessarily working with you or even working against you to a certain degree, because there's so much anxiety right now about what you're able to pour in or how much you have to pour into your own tangible space right now, and really trying to be very cautious about the energy you bring around you right now that like might be moving in like a more frivolous or self-serving way. We actually see here that this is a moment that you're not letting yourself feel like locked in. That even though you're withdrawing your energy, you're taking this opportunity, you're taking the steps necessary, even against some of this like energy around you that you're feeling some anxiety with. You're using this as a moment to knock down walls. You're using this as a point of not letting this circumstance or situation leave you in a place of isolation, but instead taking the steps necessary right now in the tangible space, almost like overly compensating to make sure that you are not in a space where you feel walled off or isolated as you proceed in this direction. Potentially even feeling like there's something about this situation or circumstance that some of this outside energy almost was trying to create to make you feel like you needed to be isolated. You're not taking the bait on it. You're not taking that script. You're saying absolutely not. I'm not going to let this like hold me back. I'm going to use this moment to continue to push forward, to continue to be seen. And that is why we see that Star card coming up so much with that transformation energy. Bottom of the deck on this reading right now. God, this card does not want to leave the deck. This is all being inspired right now because of a sense of time. There is a feeling that there is time that is Time is of the essence. There's something that you need to move on sooner rather than later. And if anything right now, it is the anxiety around time. Thank you so much for the gift. It is this anxiety around time that is causing all of these choices to be made, allowing the cycles to close, allowing the process to move forward, pushing through even with some anxiety around the energies near you, and even while trying to deal with some tower energy. You're really just saying to yourself, like, you might not even feel like completely confident with the directions you're going in right now. You're just saying, I need to move. I need to take steps. These things cannot wait. The biggest mistake right now would be to wait. And this is the energy that you're feeling right now that is inspiring you to take the steps necessary as you continue from this point. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for having it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over video with the option of recording sent to you. And if you're a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Also, please remember that I will never inbox you or message you for a reading. The only way that you can book a reading with me is via my website. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today, and we will do this again tomorrow.